Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel. So good morning. Today is January 10th, and I hope that everybody had a great weekend, a great week. And this episode will be, it's titled Surrender. And I'm going to read a quote that kind of, made me want to title it Surrender and what it's going to be about. But I did want to touch on some events that have happened this week, like the whole Capitol thing, what happened at the Capitol. And so I saw this quote. It says, y'all been listening and learning for 400 plus years, please. And I kind of understand what he's saying, because for me personally, I think that it's draining and useless to sit there and keep, I saw a lot of things on Twitter and Instagram of a lot of Black people saying, and they made some good points, saying how it's good that this is showing white people that racism exists and that it's them who act like animals and blah blah blah. But it's for me personally, and I'm not speaking for anybody else but myself, I just feel like that's a waste of time, because I feel like at the end of the day, these people are grown adults. They know that racism exists. They know that their fellow white people are rude and racist and they do things. They just choose. They're showing you over and over again that they don't care. So I feel like sometimes Black people, when we keep doing this game of let me show the white people how bad they are. Why do you care to show them? They can see just like you can. They just choose to turn the other cheek. So I feel like sometimes it becomes counterproductive of us sitting there taking all this time to show them that their fellow white person is a racist. They can see just like you can. So they choose to not become involved. They choose to turn the other cheek. Please don't forget that. These people were not just born yesterday, and they have that's what kind of irritates me, is when people get wrapped up in this whole idea of teaching another grown adult about something that they already know. No, I'm not teaching you basic human decency. At your big grown age, you already know right from wrong. You choose to do wrong, and that's where people have to remember too, that all that time of energy and spent telling them about how racist their people are, that's a waste of time when you could just be focusing on your own people and uplifting your own people. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that it's not a good idea to point it out, but at this point in the game, they know what it is. They know what's up. They just choose to turn the other cheek, or they don't care. So you have to remember that too, that, they don't care, and they choose to participate in this. So I think that, yeah, it's horrible what they did to the Capitol and stuff like that. Surprising? No. White people get away with murder, literally. So there's no shock here about them doing what they always do. They always doing something out of the unnecessary, childish animal. That's how they get down. So there should be no shock to this. That's another thing. I hate when Black people act shocked about racism. Where you been? Unless you was born yesterday or you're a child, then why are you acting shocked about something that has been through history? It happens every day. It's on the news. It's on social media. Again, that's a waste of time and energy. Stop playing with them. You better stop playing with them, white people. And when I say that, I mean stop playing with them in the sense of oh, I didn't know anything, or oh my gosh, I can't believe. Why can't you not believe it? I don't understand that. That to me, you're just stifling yourself, and you're playing yourself, because the sooner that you realize oh, okay, this is how y'all get down, let me remove myself and focus on myself and my people, that's the sooner that Black people can come together and get stuff done. You know what I mean? Like, stop. We got to stop trying to teach the white people what they, how bad they are. Like, no, that's not my job. That's not my job to teach Karen that she's in the wrong. She knows she's in the wrong. That's why she's doing it because she knows she can. You got to understand that too. Those white people who do stuff like that, they do things like that because they know they can get away with it. They're not stupid. They know what they're doing. Very much so. So the time that we sitting here wasting, crying, telling them, oh, can we all just get along? Treat me equal. Blah. No, don't treat me equal. Stay over there, and I'm going to stay over here. Stay away from me. That's where I'm on. I don't need to be treated equal like you because I don't want to be treated like you because I'm not white. And I don't want to be treated like a white person. I want to be treated like a human being, and I want you to mind your business, and I want you to get away from me. That's where I'm at. But again, everybody has their own things that they want. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we can't have equality and like live amongst each other, but we really can't, like, to be honest, because they prove it time and time again. Like, how many sliding boards do they need for y'all to understand that they don't care? Like, the sooner that you understand that they don't care, the easier it will be for you guys to stop trying to push for this whole, treat me like you treat them. No, I don't want to be treated like Bethany. Just get away from me. That's where I'm at. I just want my peace of mind, and my peace of mind doesn't involve being bothered with them because they always have some form of an agenda. They always do something sideways. It's just like, it's deep rooted. It's not something that's going to go away that quickly. We're talking about 400 plus years of a race that has enslaved people, has killed and slaughtered people, has raped people, has stolen from people. Like, the list of the things that they have done to not just black people is literally every other race besides whites that they've done. So it's just like, you can't expect them to like just wake up one day and not be racist anymore. It's going to take time, and it's going to take them. They have to teach themselves right from wrong, and to basically, it's more so their fellow counterparts, like, putting them in their place and calling them out. It's not going to be one of us to do it. They're not going to listen to us telling them that they're wrong. They don't care. So I feel like, for me, don't waste your energy, don't waste your mental health, trying to fight for them to understand. They understand very much so. They just don't care. And neither should you. You shouldn't care about what they're doing. Their white problems, let them have their white problems. Just like we got our black problems, that's exactly what they look at it as. Let them have their black problems. So you don't need to sit there and tell them that they're wrong for storming the Capitol. They know that, but they don't care because they know they can. That's why, I guess that's my point, is like, the sooner you realize that they do what they want because they know they can, don't sit there and stress yourself out trying to teach them why they're wrong. They don't care. They know. That's a waste of time. I don't understand that. I'd rather be focused on teaching my people how to get ahead instead of sitting there worrying about what the white person's doing. I don't care. But again, obviously, it's my personal opinion. I understand calling people out, but I guess my point is, like, let's not focus so much on, like, see, you guys are racist. See, there is racism. Like, come on. Like I said, unless they were born yesterday, they're very fully much aware that there's racism. They just don't care because it doesn't affect them. That's what you have to understand. But anyway, I hope that, despite whatever happened, I hope you guys had a great weekend. And like I said, this episode is titled Surrender. So I saw this quote. It says, if you don't know what to do, just allow things to exist as they are for a little while. Set it down, let it be. Put all your energy back into yourself and focus on your own being. This will put you in a pure state of surrender, which is where true solutions actually reside. Ooh. So I like this quote because it kind of resonates with a lot of things. It can resonate with a lot of things, but right now it's definitely resonating with me on some decisions that I want to make for myself. But sometimes, have you ever felt like you feel like you want to make a decision on something, but you want to make sure it's the right decision? So you kind of can choose to go back and forth and weigh out pros and cons and what you should do and everything like that. But sometimes you do need to just allow things to exist and for a little bit and not feel like you have to hurry up and make a decision so fast. Just let things be. And sometimes that involves like, all right, say you have a person that you like, and you have like you might want to have a relationship with them, but you're not really sure how things are going to play out or what's the best step that you should do to get what you want from this relationship. And you're kind of going back and forth about whether you should say something or let it go or something like that. But sometimes it's better to just sit it down and let it be. And when that means is like, you can still obviously participate and interact, but sometimes just letting things be for a while and seeing how it plays out. And while that happens, it doesn't mean focusing on the relationship or whatever it is that you're trying to figure out. Sometimes it's like, all right, you sit it down on the table and you leave it there and you go on and do whatever else you do for you, whether that be working out, working on a business, just kind of putting that energy that you were putting into trying to figure out what something will be and put that back into yourself and focus on you and keep growing with you. And this can put you basically in a pure state of surrender, which is where the solution will come to you, if that makes any sense. Like, the more you focus on something, the more your brain can get all scrambled and you get anxious and you're like, okay, I just need to make the right decision. I don't know if this is right or wrong. And then that kind of can force you to like ask other people for advice, which I know for me, when I do that, when I ask other people for advice and it's like mixing, then I really get confused because I'm like, all right, dang, now I've lost sight of what exactly I wanted to do in the first place. And now I've got all these different, these conflicting ideas that obviously all probably come from a good place, but it's not, am I doing what's right for me? Because at the end of the day, you want to always make sure you're making decisions that you feel and you can attest to that are going to be the best decision for you. And sometimes in order to do that, it takes you to put it down on the table. And that doesn't mean walk away from it. It's just put it on the table of your home and let it be in your home, while you continue on about your day and continue on about your life. And when you're not focusing on it and it's on the table, it's still in your life, it's still in your presence, but you're not so focused on trying to figure out what it's supposed to be, then the answers will come to you some type of way. It will basically resolve itself. Any issue that you have, you can think about it, but if you can't come to a direct conclusion right away or a direct solution right away, sometimes it is best to put it down, let it be, let it still be in your life and basically play out its course on its own. Sometimes things don't need to be figured out right away, and it needs to be basically allowed to play out its course to see what the solution should be for you, if that makes any sense. And the energy that you're giving to that, like, put all that energy back into you, because I guarantee, like, the more energy you're putting into yourself and focusing on you and like your goals and what you're trying to do, the more upbeat you will be. You'll have more positive energy, which either A, will push you to be like, oh, I don't even care about that anymore. Like, that will give you your answer to walk away, or it will add to whatever the thing that you're trying to figure out, if that makes any sense. Like, basically your answer will come to you. Sometimes you have to let things be and not try to focus so much on trying to find a solution, but more so on seeing how this thing actually fits into your life and how this, whatever you're trying to figure out, does it fit in your life, or is it something that you just had to put down, let it be, and then it will kind of basically dissolve on its own, or be pushed out of your life on its own without you ever having to really make a quote unquote decision about it, because sometimes that is the best way to go about things. That way you don't feel guilt for making the wrong decision. If you felt like you're making the wrong decision, the decision basically is made for you. I'm trying to think about this song that I know, and there's a quote at the end of it. It's from Azealia Banks. But anyway, at the end there's like a recording, and the guy's like, life is a series of choices. What you eat, how you live, whether you do drugs or not. And shoot, okay, I'm forgetting the quote. Hold on. But basically it's saying life is a series of choices, and the right choice for you will come when you least expect it, or just it comes to you. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm trying to get my bearings together here. Oh, shoot. The song is called Fantasy, but it's not spelled the way it sounds. It's Fantasea. Let me see. Sorry, I'm trying to find the... Okay. So the quote is, life is a series of choices. What you eat, how you look, whether you do drugs or not. See, only you can decide, because the only person responsible is you. And if you make the right choice, there's nothing you can't accomplish. If you make the wrong choice, all your decisions will be made for you. So that I kind of feel like resonates with what I'm talking about with this quote, is because it's like the only person responsible for you is you. And if you make the right choices, you can accomplish whatever it is that you want. But if you make the wrong choice, your decisions are made for you in a sense, because basically you make the wrong decision and then it's like a snowball effect, and then other things start to crumble. So instead of rushing to make a decision that potentially could be the wrong thing, which can cause you even more havoc, take a step back and allow the right decision to come to you, because it will. If you if you pray and ask God and ask the universe for guidance, it will come to you. It might not come at the time that you think that it should, or right away, or in the form that you should, but it will come to you. So, but it involves you to surrender. Surrender. When you're surrendering what you think is the right answer, and you're allowing the actual right answer for you to come to you. You know what I mean? Like basically turning off your ego and letting your soul decide what's the right thing. And that's where the resolution is going to come. The solution will come to you. You know, I hope that's making sense. It's like turning off your ego and letting your soul get in tune with you and with the universe, and letting the universe basically give your answer through your soul. And it will come to you. If you ask, you know, it's just the same thing like I always say about manifesting. If you manifest what you want for yourself and you believe in it, the universe will reward you with that. It's the same thing with this. Like when you're trying to make a decision and you don't know what's the best solution for you, that's okay. It's called being human. But sometimes you, instead of, you know, stressing out over it and picking at it and trying to figure out like, okay, I have to make the decision, let it be. Just let things be. And put your energy back into yourself and build yourself back up to the person that you usually are, the full person, the high energy, good spirited person that you are, and focus on you, and the right things for you will come to you. What's meant for you will not pass you by. So, but when you're not in the right, if you're not you're not being yourself, and you're not in your correct state of mind and your correct energy field, then yes, you are pretty much repelling what's for you, because the universe, God's not going to send you what's for you if you're not in the right frame of mind to receive it. If you're not in the right energy field to receive it. If you all cluttered, then no, God's not going to send you what you're asking for when you're all frazzled. It's going to be when you're in a calm state of mind, when you're in a happy state of mind, when your cup is full, because you filled your cup, because you're doing things that make you happy. And when you're happy, you're more open to receiving things, as opposed to when you're stressed and all cluttered, then you're gonna question things when it comes to you, because you're like, all right, is this gonna mess up my flow already, or is it gonna be another burden that I'm gonna have to, you know what I mean? You're gonna start questioning and being anxious. But when you are putting all your energy into you and building yourself, then that's when the right things for you will just literally flow to your life, flow to you. So I would say basically focus on if you have something in your life that you're trying to figure out, just let it be. If you can't make a decision right away about it and you feeling like you have to question it, just let it, sit it down, let it be, recenter your focus back on you and building up yourself, and surrender to whatever the resolution may be. It might be something that you want deep down, or it might be something that you don't necessarily think you want, but usually if you don't get what you want, it's because you deserve something better. So, I just want you to, I don't know, the quote definitely resonated with me. If you don't know what to do, just allow things to exist as they are for a little bit. And sometimes that can be a little bit hard if you're the type of person that always you like a resolution right away. You don't like to play around with time, but sometimes it's not necessarily playing around with time. It's like you need that time to step back, recenter yourself, realign yourself, and pour back into you, instead of focusing on and obsessing about what's going to happen next and what am I supposed to do about this thing that's going on, and focus on you, and the answer will come to you at the right time. It's being in a state of surrender, which can be scary, obviously, but that's where the true solutions reside. And when you're in a state of surrender, because when you're in a state of surrender, it's almost like, I don't want to say you're desperate, but you're at a state where you're like, at this point, I just want what's best for me. You ever been like that, where you feel like when you get to a point where you're just like, I don't even care anymore what the solution is supposed to be. I just want what is best for me. And when you're doing that, you are surrendering and you're allowing what's best for you to come to you, and it will. So I hope this, gave some insight to someone who might have needed it. I will post the quote that I was talking about on my page, and I hope that you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good start to your week. It's already January. Today's the 10th, so it's kind of going by fast, sort of. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. I don't really want to feed into this whole 2021 is as bad as 2020. Like, it's this year will be what you make it. You can only control yourself and what you do, and just keep pushing and stay positive, and the things that are for you will come to you, and at the right time. Don't stress over something happening. Just keep putting in that work, putting in that effort, and it will come to you at the divine time. So, and believe in that too. That's all I really have to say. And I hope that you guys are not consuming yourself too much with any negativity. Like I said, this whole capital thing, and just like social media. If you have to take a break from social media, you can do that, definitely. And don't consume yourself with other people's problems. Don't consume yourself with other people's issues. I feel like everybody has enough of their own problems than to sit there and consume themselves with other people's problems. Like, just focus on you and what you need to do for you. So at the end of the day, that's all you have is you. And the right things will come to you. The right people will come to you. Everything will play out how it's supposed to be, and you will be very happy with the results that come about for you. You just have to believe, you have to put in the work, and you have to be patient, and You have to let things be. Sometimes it's not always about controlling the next step and controlling what's going to be. And it's more so about surrendering and basically letting God do what God needs to do in your life. And that's the smartest resolution, because it prevents you from getting hurt, and it prevents you from stressing yourself out over something that doesn't need to be stressed out about. And like I said from that quote, if you make the wrong choice, all your other decisions are made for you. And why would you want to lose that ability to make choices for yourself, instead of just taking that time to take a step back from things, let things be, and the right choice will just come about. And so you can avoid any other turmoil for yourself, where if you make the wrong choice and make a rash decision, and you make that decision, and then everything, pretty much like a domino effect, everything just starts tumbling over. That creates more work for you to have to repair yourself and repair the damage, to go back to the same spot that you were in before you made that rash decision to still have to make another decision now and make the right choice again. And now you're going to be even more anxious and more stressed about it, because you already made the wrong choice, and it ruined things for you. I really hope that that's making sense, what I'm saying, how I'm trying to say it. It's just, take a step back, let things be for a while, see how it plays out, let God take control. Pray to God, thank God before even anything happens. Just thank God for playing a role in your life, and for making things happen the way that they're supposed to happen, according to God's will. Be thankful for it. Look forward to it. Be happy for it, even though if you don't even know what it is, and just live in the moment and let things be, and focus on you, because you need to focus on you while God is putting the pieces together and mapping it out for you. I really do believe that. I really, really believe that, and I really promise you that's what's going on. So the more, it's basically like this. God is mapping it out and putting the pieces together, and here you come, like every 5 seconds, looking over the shoulder and looking at the map, trying to get a peek. That's not going to help you, because when you're doing that, you forgetting about putting yourself together and making sure that you're together and ready for when God opens the door. You better be dressed and ready to go. That's really what you need to do. Make sure you are dressed and ready to go, so that when God opens the door, you come out GQ fly and you're ready to do what you need to do. You know what I mean? But if you so focused on trying to figure out what's going on outside the door, and you're not getting dressed, then when that door opens and you standing there looking like boo-boo the fool because you're not together, then you lose your opportunity. And what would be the point in doing that? That's why I say focus on you, focus on getting yourself together, making sure you're top notch, you ready to go. And so when the door, and getting yourself together, get yourself dressed, get your area together, cleaned out, making sure you're organized and you're mentally clear, happy, and you're anxious, not anxious, but you're excited for what's behind the door, so that by the time when the door opens, you're just, like I said, you're ready to step out and do what it needs, do what you need to do, and be happy with what's behind the door, So just, again, like I said, focus on you, keep working on you, and everything will come about. So, that's all I have to say. Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday and good start to your week. And don't stress, surrender, let things be, and be happy. Be happy with the way things are, and anticipate what's to come. Anticipate that what's to come is probably beyond your wildest dreams of what you have for yourself. So just be thankful for that. Take care of yourselves.